Final Sports presentation from the EAB Sports Network.
It's time for high school baseball on the EAB Sports Network. Today's broadcast is presented by NEA Baptist, First National Bank, Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and the Kavanaugh Auto Group.
And we welcome you to Benton High School as this afternoon, Valley View getting set to take on Greenwood in the second round of the 5A State Baseball Tournament. Valley View advancing to this position after a 9-5 win over Arkansas High yesterday. They get a 5-run bottom of the first and then a 2-run fourth and a 2-run sixth inning in order to walk away with a 9-5 victory yesterday. Meanwhile, for Greenwood, they had a 4-2 walk-off over Greenbrier. Ty Holt walked it off with a double in the bottom of the seventh yesterday and accounted for all 4 runs scored for Greenwood in yesterday's game. This is the second meeting between these two this year, and the winner will move on to the state semifinals tomorrow at noon here from Benton. More to come as we continue along on the First National Bank pregame show from Benton right after this 3-minute timeout. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Automotive on King Street for the past 2 years, and now we've expanded. We've brought that same award-winning service to our second location on Nettleton, just past the Love's Truck Stop. Here's my friend Thomas to tell you more.
I'm Thomas, and I'm here at the Nettleton shop, and we've got you covered with alignments, tires, brakes, and service. Same DNR service, just a second location.
DNR Automotive on Nettleton, where it's done right every time.
It's a new shop, it's a new day, and they're feeling good.
Anywhere, anytime, any season. Poinsett Turf Grass Company grows the very best natural grass you can find anywhere. And they do it right here in Northeast Arkansas. Whether it's Tahoma 31 Bermuda, Palisades Georgia, Northbridge Bermuda, or Tiffway 419 Bermuda, Poinsett Turf Grass can provide sod for your home, corporate office, sports field, or an entire golf course. And they harvest all year long. Poinsett Turf Grass, a family-owned company for over 20 years. Call 578-2391 for pickup and delivery. Visit their Facebook page and go to PoinsetTurfGrass.com.
Every person deserves respect, and that's what you're promised when you work with Stanley Woodard Law Firm. Bill Stanley and Jared Woodard are proud former lettermen at Arkansas State, and with over 45 years experience, they've earned their reputation as hometown lawyers that get big city results. In fact, they've both been recognized in the National Trial Lawyers Association Top 100, whether it's personal injury, nursing home neglect, criminal defense, or civil litigation. Get respect, results, relief with Stanley Woodard Law Firm. Call 932-2000 and visit stanleywoodard.com.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services like fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just for opening your new really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Although, we believe the real gift is banking with people who truly get you. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Arkansas heat is relentless, and if your AC can't keep up, your home can turn into an oven fast. Sticking to the furniture, tossing and turning at night. Enough is enough. Prestige Heating and Cooling is ready to get your system back on track. From quick repairs to full replacements, they deliver prompt, professional service you can count on. Call 870-586-3555 or find them on Facebook. Prestige Heating and Cooling. Prompt, professional, prestige.
Today, the only way to get through the pain, trials, and uncertainty is to look to Jesus. We cannot grasp the infinite measure of God's love for us. At Central Baptist Church, everyone is welcomed and wanted. Each week, we join with Jesus in his mission to reach more people and lead them into a growing relationship with him. For more info, follow us on social media or visit us online at centralbaptist.com. See you Sunday.
At Vision Care Center of Northeast Arkansas, we know that great vision matters, both on the field and in the stands. The Glasses Shop at Vision Care Center features expert stylists and a broad selection of styles and frames. Plus, Vision Care Center offers diagnosis, treatment, and care for an assortment of eye conditions. Your road to excellent vision starts at Vision Care Center of Northeast Arkansas. Call 870-932-2211 to schedule an appointment today at any of our Jonesboro, Paragould, or Pocahontas locations.
Jonesboro Acoustical and Drywall is proud to be bringing you this week's state tournament action. They specialize in metal stud work, drywall, and acoustical ceilings for your home and especially your business. To make sure your home looks and sounds like a champ, let Jonesboro Acoustical and Drywall go to work. Give them a call, 932-6179. That's 932-6179. And at Jonesboro Acoustical and Drywall, they're big fans of high school sports and send their best wishes to all the area teams competing at the state tournament.
Continuing along on the First National Bank pregame show, where they put you first always this morning from Benton, as Valley View getting set to take on Greenwood in the state quarterfinals of the 5A state tournament. Time now to get you caught up on the temperature on the turf. That's brought to you by Poinsettia Turfgrass Company. Anywhere, anytime, any season, Poinsettia Turfgrass is harvesting and installing sod all year long. Visit poinsettiaturfgrass.com. Right now in Benton, it is overcast, 79 degrees, going to reach the mid-80s by the time this one is done. Wind will be a factor this afternoon, blowing out at 15 miles an hour here this morning from Benton. Again, that temperature on the turf is brought to you by Poinsettia Turfgrass Company. Now to get you caught up on those DNR Automotive starting lineups with 2 locations in Jonesboro, visit DNR Automotive, where it's done right every time. We'll start first for Greenwood. It'll be Jaden Campbell, the left fielder, to lead off. He'll be followed by Scott Holland, the third baseman. The cleanup, or the 3-hole hitter, is Ty Holt. He'll be followed by the cleanup hitter, Zach Zitzman. The right fielder, the DH, is Jackson Cole. He's followed by Aaron Taylor. The 7-hole hitter is Cooper Webb, the center fielder. And then it's Caden Mendenhall, the shortstop, batting 8th, followed by Braden Renner, the second baseman. Mason Moore on the mound this afternoon for Greenwood. Meanwhile, for Valley View, Drew Gartman will get the start and get the start at shortstop and lead it off for Valley View this afternoon. Owen Roach playing in right field. He bats second. He's followed by the starting pitcher, Keaton Mathis. Then it's Levi Martin batting cleanup, the first baseman, followed by Noah Ragsdale, the second baseman. Jade Taylor, the center fielder, will bat sixth. Then it's Parker King out in left field to be followed by the DH, Madden Tatum, and Cannon Driscoll, the third baseman, rounds out the lineup for Valley View. Mankufia is behind the plate catching but will not bat. We're just about set for the first pitch about 6 minutes early this morning. What was a scheduled 10 a.m. start time. First pitch of the game is brought to you by Farmers and Merchants Bank, a leader in ag lending for over 75 years. First pitch at 9:54, and it misses at the top part of the zone for ball 1. This top of the first inning is brought to you by Jonesboro Acoustical and Drywall, making your home look and sound like a champ. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off and will kick off the wall in foul territory along the right field side. I mentioned it's Keaton Mathis on the mound this afternoon for Valley View. As he readies with the 1-1 offering. Here it comes, and it misses high for ball 1. Mathis has thrown 48 1/3 innings this year. This is his 13th start of the season for the Blazers. He's given up 28 hits, has only given up 8 earned runs, only surrendered 9 walks as the 2-1 pitch misses inside, and has struck out 69 batters, has a season ERA of 1.15 and a whip of .766. Been one of the premier starters for Valley View this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count, and the 2-2 pitch comes inside on the left fielder, Jaden Campbell, to run the count full 3-2. First batter of the game here this morning. Again, about a 6-minute early start on what was a scheduled 10 a.m. start time, as the 3-2 pitch is fouled back and will get out of play behind the first base dugouts. 320 to the left and right field foul poles, 355 to the power alleys and left and right, and then 375 to dead center with an elevated wall that serves as the batter's eye, as the 3-2 pitch misses inside, and Jaden Campbell will trot down to first base with a walk. So a leadoff walk for Greenwood, and that'll bring up Scott Holland, the third baseman. Valley View in the home uniforms, they are the 1 seed out of the 5A East. Blue caps, yellow brims with the VV logo. Blue jerseys, blazers across the chest in yellow and script and yellow numbers. Also the white pants for Valley View. I should say Valley View across the chest in yellow and script. As the first pitch here to Scott Holland. Catches the bottom part of the zone for strike one. Here comes the 0-1 offering, and it's in there for strike two, 81 miles an hour. On the breaking ball there for Keaton Mathis. And quickly it's 0-2 to the Greenwood third baseman, Scott Holland. Mathis from the belt, kicks, fires. The 0-2 pitch is driven out to left field. It's going to drop out there in left field for extra bases. May score a run. Holland headed for second. Campbell rounding third. He's headed home now. Holland trying for three. The throw in, not in time. And it's an RBI triple to begin the game for the Greenwood third baseman, Scott Holland. So Scott Holland gets credit for an RBI. They are going to charge an error out to the left fielder, Parker King, there. All right, so they're going to say it's a double for Holland plus an error that allowed him to reach third base. They are going to credit him for the run batted in, though. So he does get credit for the RBI. But they credit an error for the left fielder, Parker King, who had trouble corralling it there. Kind of lost his footing as he was going to the warning track to get that ball. And nonetheless, it's 1-0 Greenwood as Ty Holt, the second baseman, stands in. And Holt ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Mathis from the belt, kicks, fires. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Holt checks his swing, but he went across, 2 balls and a strike to the catcher, Holt. Runner at third, and that's Scott Holland, who had the RBI double that extended into a 3-bagger with the error out and left. Big swing and a miss on the 70-mile-an-hour curveball. Holt comes up empty to move the count to 2-2. Greenwood finished the year 18-11. They went 10-4 in conference play as the 2-2 pitch is a soft roller down the first baseline. Throw to first, and in time, the runner from third didn't even try to go home there. It's the first out of the inning. Goes 1-3 on the ground ball putouts. And it'll send in the right fielder, Zach Zitzman. Left-handed hitting Zitzman stands in with a runner on third, and 1 gone here in the inning. I mentioned wind may be a factor today. It is blowing out around 14, 15, 16 miles an hour throughout most of the game, so any ball hit to the outfield has a chance to be trouble. First pitch here to Zitzman's inside for strike one. Ready with the 0-1 offering. Zitzman, a ground ball, gets through out into left field for a base hit. It's an RBI single for the right fielder, Zach Zitzman, and Greenwood out in front 2-0 here in the top of the first. So it scores Holland from third. It's the second base hit of the inning for the Bulldogs, and it sends in the DH, Jackson Cole. Handed hitting Cole with a runner on first. Here comes the first offering. This is just above belt high for ball one. Greenwood 10-4 in conference. They finished second in the 5A West. They were 2 games behind Russellville, who got upset yesterday by the opening round of the state tournament. They did win 4 of their final games to close the regular season. A team that doesn't have a lot of run scoring to show in most of their games, but have relied on really good pitching. They've allowed opponents to score an average of just 4 runs per game. Big swing and a miss on the 1-1 curveball, and Cole comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes goes the count. Yesterday, it was a 4-2 win over Greenbrier. Ty Holt accounted for all 4 runs that Greenwood scored in the game. Ready with the 1-2 offering. Here it comes from Mathis. This is skied up on the infield, just beyond the second base bag, and it is the second baseman, Noah Ragsdale, that jumps over to field the pop-up for out number 2. So it brings up Aaron Taylor, the first baseman. Left-handed hitting Taylor is the 6th batter of the inning to come to the plate. 2 runs, 2 hits, an error so far in the inning. First pitch to Taylor. There's a ground ball hit to short. Throw into the bag at second, and just in time to record the out at second. It goes 6-4 on the putout. Noah Ragsdale had a lot of ground to cover, but he gets there in time to step on the bag for the inning-ending out. But Greenwood gets 2 runs across, 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on in the top of the first inning. After the top of the first, our score is Greenwood 2 and Valley View coming up.
Inside your house, yeah, it's time to call Big Time Roofing and Gutters. Locally owned, fully insured, and ready to roll. Big Time handles roofs, gutters, and all the stormy surprises Northeast Arkansas throws your way. Don't wait till it's raining in your living room. Get it fixed the Big Time way. Call Patrick and the crew today at 870-278-5205 for a free estimate, or find them on Facebook. Big Time Roofing and Gutters, keeping you in the dry, big time.
Jonesboro Sports Cards and Memorabilia reminds you that if you need SGC or PSA grading for your card, just bring it in and they will take care of the rest with 100% guarantee and care. Come by and check out their new line of supplies, including card albums, mat tubes, graded cases, and all types of top loaders for your cards. Plus, they also have a huge shipment of new memorabilia in store. Jonesboro Sports Cards and Memorabilia is open Tuesday through Friday from 11:30 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9:30 to 2:30. Located at 424 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro.
To the bottom of the first inning we go. It's brought to you by Prestige Heating and Cooling. Prompt Professional Prestige. Visit them on Facebook and call 870-586-3555. Greenwood getting 2 runs across in the top of the first inning off of 2 hits and a Valley View error. Now the Blazers will send 1, 2, and 3 up to face Mason Moore on the mound for the Bulldogs this afternoon. Moore is the guy they're DHing for in the lineup as well. So won't see him in the lineup, but on the mound this afternoon to get us started here in the bottom of the first inning. And Drew Gartman, the shortstop, will lead it off for the Blazers. Going back to yesterday's game. Was able to get on base twice. He walked and scored in the first, then had an infield single in the fourth, and came around to score off of that. The team's leader in batting average comes into play with batting average right around 480, and OPS north of 1100, slugging 582 on the year. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch gets away as well. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to A-State signee Drew Gartman. Gartman with 45 base hits on the year as the 2-0 pitch gets in there on the inside corner for strike 1. 2 balls, no strikes to count. And also, after yesterday, now 34 stolen bases for him on the year. There's a big swing and a miss on the 2-1 breaking ball. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mason Moore working quickly on the mound. Comes set with the 2-2 offering. Here it comes. It froze him up. Goes to the fastball there. Gartman goes down looking and starts us off at the bottom of the first with a strikeout. And now it's Owen Roach, the right fielder, to stand in next. Anyway, these two teams have met this season. Back on March 27th, Valley View was able to take down Greenwood 4-1 in a tournament just up the road in Little Rock. First pitch to Owen Roach misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Make it 2-0 as Roach lays off of 1 outside. Roach right around a 400 hitter on the year. An on-base percentage just south of 500. High chopper Just in front of the second base bag, trouble fielding it, and Owen Roach is going to be safe at first. If they're going to charge an error there, it'll be E6 on the shortstop. Caden Mendenhall had to kick off his glove as he was trying to field it just steps in front of that second base bag. So Roach will reach on the error. And it'll bring up the starting pitcher, Keaton Mathis. Chance to help his cause as he stands in from the right side. Mathis tied for second on the team in batting average, batting .398 this season. First pitch to Mathis, big swing and a drive out to left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit, rounding second, and staying there is Owen Roach. Good job by Cooper Webb, the Greenwood center fielder, to cut it off before Roach had a chance to put runners at the corners there. But nonetheless, a single for Keaton Mathis. Runner in scoring position as Roach moves to second. Mathis standing at first, and it brings up Levi Martin, the first baseman. And Martin drove in a run yesterday on a ground out. Also had a single in the second inning, so went 1 for 4 with a run driven in. Kaysen Becker is the runner now taking over at second base as the courtesy runner. First pitch here to Levi Martin, checks his swing, but it was in there for strike one, 70 miles per hour. On strike one to Levi Martin, the .340 hitter. An on base of around 400, that OPS right at 900 on the year for Levi Martin. Stands in from the right side, awaiting the 0-1 offering. Here it comes from the belt, and it's in there for strike two. Throw down to first. Runner able to retreat back safely. It was a curveball he didn't offer at, and saw the catcher Ty Holt throw down to first, but Keaton Mathis able to get back to the bag safely there. And it's 0-2 to the first baseman, Martin. Check on the runner at second. Now Moore comes set from the belt. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Slides outside for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Didn't get the chase there from Levi Martin. Sun kind of starting to peek out a little bit after some overcast skies throughout the entirety of the morning. Here comes the 1-2 offering from Mason Moore. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back and under it, and fouled it back just to the right of that Greenwood dugout along the first base line. Runners at first and second, 1 gone, bottom of the first inning. Greenwood leads it 2-0 over Valley View here in the 5A state quarterfinals. Moore checks on the runner at second. Now a throw down and sliding back in safely at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Count here to Levi Martin. Pitch number 14 of the inning coming up for Moore. Here it comes, and just missed. Didn't miss by much off the outside edge. Good eye by Levi Martin to lay off of it. Martin, 26 base hits on the year. Of those 26, 21 have been singles. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Misses low on the curveball at 70 miles an hour to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the count to the Valley View first baseman, Levi Martin. Runners at first and second. Moore checks on the runner over at second. Now comes set. Here comes the full count delivery. Hit back up the middle on a line. It's caught there, and they're going to double the lead runner off at second base. What a grab on a diving effort made by Braden Renner. Snagged it in midair and then stepped on the bag at second to double Owen Roach off to end the inning. So Valley View leaves 2 on. No runs, 1 hit. And after 1 complete, our score is Greenwood 2 and Valley View 0.
to award-winning burgers, indulge in a delicious brunch, and discover so much more at J-Town's Grill on Johnson right off the A-State campus. Whether you're celebrating a victory or just hungry for some hometown hospitality, at J-Town's we're not just about great food, we're about community. Proud supporters of A-State and our local high school athletics. We serve up delicious dishes with a side of team spirit. So for mouth-watering meals and a welcoming atmosphere, there's only one place to go. J-Town's Grill, where the locals go.
Finding your place is more than just a location. It's about discovering your purpose, exploring your passions on a campus that feels like home. At A-State, you can achieve at the highest levels, form lasting relationships, and support the Red Wolves, both on campus and in the wild. Whether you're into research, the arts, healthcare, or maybe something else, there's a place for you at Arkansas State University. Find your place in the pack. Visit astate.edu to learn more.
To the top of the second inning we go here from Benton and our NEA Baptist broadcast position. This top of the second is brought to you by Big Time Roofing and Gutters. Don't wait until it's raining in the living room. Get it fixed the big time way. Levi Martin, the line out to the second baseman, Braden Renner, caught it on a dive. The runner at second, Owen Roach, was on the go at the point of contact with the being a full count. And Roach was halfway in between the second base and third base bag, and Greenwood able to double him off to end the inning. As we go to the top of the second, and the Bulldogs will have 7, 8, and 9 due up. 1 ball, no strikes is the count here to Cooper Webb. Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball to even the count of the ball and a strike to the center fielder Webb. Pitch number 25 coming up here and gets a swing and a miss from Cooper Webb for the strikeouts. 1-2, Webb swinging on the breaking ball and goes down on strikes for the first out here in the top of the second. It's Caden Mendenhall, the shortstop, to stand in next. Big swing and a miss on the first pitch. Started the bat with the curve, and Mendenhall comes up empty. Greenwood got 2 across in the top of the first inning off of 2 base hits and a Valley View error. As the 0-1 pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count to shortstop Mendenhall. Here comes the 1-1 offering, grounded back up the middle, scooped up at second, throw to first is in time. It's a 4-3 put out of Mendenhall. Ragsdale to first baseman Levi Martin for out 2 of the inning. So it sends in Braden Ritter, the second baseman. Also a pretty good job of Mathis to get out of the way of that ground ball. It was coming right back up the middle. Hit just beyond the pitcher's mound and didn't get a glove on it. Allowed for the second baseman Noah Ragsdale to field it cleanly. 0-1 the count here to Braden Renner, the second baseman, make it 0-2 as he swings and misses on the curveball. A lot of swings and misses on that breaking ball this afternoon for Keaton Mathis. Going to send him down in order here. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 offering. The 0-2 is skied up, foul territory. Coming over and dropping it in foul territory is the first baseman Levi Martin. And it keeps the count at 0-2. Renner, the second baseman, 9-hole hitter. Count at no balls, 2 strikes. Mathis comes set from the chest, kicks, fires, misses upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, came in letter high there to move the count to 1-2. 1-2 offering on the way, and it is fouled back just beyond the first base dugouts. Braden Renner staying alive, couple of foul balls. Took ball 1 as well. forcing Mathis to work a bit here to try and get this final out of the inning. There's a ground ball that will hit off the glove of Mathis, scooped up at second. Throw to first is in time. Another 4-3 put out Ragsdale to Martin, and Greenwood goes down in order in the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Our score is Greenwood 2 and Valley View 0 from the 5A State Baseball Tournament.
Whether you're building a home, repairing it, or just starting a do-it-yourself project, trust JT White Hardware and Lumber to help you get the job done. JT White Hardware and Lumber has been family-owned for more than 50 years and are an authorized dealer for Anderson Windows and Doors. Trust the name the pros trust and the one used on the most building sites. JT White Hardware and Lumber. All the tools and materials needed for any project, large or small. JT White Hardware and Lumber on Parker Road, just off I-555 at Harrisburg Road. A proud supporter of the A-State Red Wolves.
We are pioneers, dreamers, the ones they said would never make it, and the ones still trying. We are lifesavers, life changers, and those who bring life to your world. We are where compassion meets precision and empowerment meets innovation. An expert system of care where love abounds so that God can do the impossible. We are here when you need us most. We are NEA Baptist.
To the bottom of the second we go, brought to you by Focus Bank, delivering experience, service, and technology since 1931. Visit focusbank.com. Greenwood in front 2-0 as we welcome you back inside to our NEA Baptist broadcast position here from Benton. And for Valley View, it'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up here in this bottom half of the inning. And the first batter of the inning is Noah Ragsdale, who gets hit by the first pitch he sees. Just grazed him, and so Ragsdale will take his base down at first and provide the Blazers with an immediate base runner to begin the bottom half of the second inning. Well, we have a little bit of time here, getting you caught up on the ASU Newport State Tournament scoreboard. Campuses in Newport, Jonesboro, and Marktree. Summer and fall registration is underway now at asun.edu. Taking a look at some scores from yesterday and a lot of upsets across the 5A state tournament, as now the umpires are going to get together and I think discuss this HBP. It was close. It looked like it might have hit off the bottom part of the bat, so we'll see if they reverse this call or not, but they are getting together, and it's going to stand. Call on the field will stand. It's Valley View with a leadoff base runner and Noah Ragsdale, and it's Jade Taylor, the center fielder, due up next. Going over that state tournament scoreboard from yesterday, obviously Valley View a 9-5 winner, Greenwood a 3-2 winner over Greenbrier. Meanwhile, GCT, a 2-1 winner over Lakeside yesterday. 4 seed out of the East, upsetting the 1 seed out of the South. Here comes the first pitch to Jade Taylor. Taylor, a big swing and a drive out to left field, ranging back at the wall, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Jade Taylor over the wall in left field to tie us up here in the bottom of the second inning. Just went over that 355 marker out of the power alley and left. And Taylor has knotted us up at 2 here in the bottom of the second. Ragsdale scores from first. And Taylor with the home run. For Taylor, that's the third long ball of the year. Now credited with 32 runs batted in. And it's Parker King, the left fielder, that will stand in with nobody gone. And a tie game at 2-all. First pitch to King, and it misses outside. Some more scores from yesterday. Benton, the 2 seed out of the Central, defeating Alma 4-1. Meanwhile, the Central 1 seed, Maumelle, upset by the 4 seed out of the West, Van Buren. As the 1-0 pitch is in there, curveball hangs in for strike 1. Meanwhile, the 3 seed out of the East, Marion, take it down Lake Hamilton 7-5. As there's a bunt down the third base line by Parker King. Throw to first, and King is going to beat the throw. A perfectly executed bunt down the third base line. So it's a bunt single for Parker King, and Valley View with a runner at first and nobody gone. Other scores from yesterday. Searcy, the 2 seed, upset by Sheridan 8-3, and then BB, the 4 seed out of the Central, take it down Russellville 3-1. So yesterday, Valley View was the only 1 seed in the 5A state tournament to win their opening round game. Here's Madden Tatum, the DH. Digs in from the left side, runner on the go, throw down to second, and they got it. Perfect throw down to second from Ty Holtz. Tag was applied, and Parker King is thrown out trying to steal second. So there's 1 gone, and the base is now empty for the DH Madden Tatum, who's down on the count 0-1. Comes the 0-1 offering to Tatum. Rips that out of the right field. It's going to drop out there in right. Tatum with a hard turn around first, but he's going to stay put there. It's a single for Tatum. 3 straight base hits for Valley View. And it brings up the third baseman, Cannon Driscoll, the 9-hole hitter. Taking a look at some games coming up today. This look ahead brought to you by Vision Care Center. Your road to excellent vision starts at Vision Care Center in Jonesboro, Paragould, and Pocahontas. First pitch here to Cannon Driscoll, and before that, time is called. Pitch count now up to 23 for Mathis. After the conclusion of this game today, the 4 seed out of the East, Greene County Tech, takes on Benton, the host team right here. As defer down to first, and on the check swing there for Cannon Driscoll, they say he went, so it's 0-1 the count to Cannon Driscoll. Moore looks at the runner at first now, throw down, sliding back in safely. Today at 3 o'clock, the 4 seed out of the West, Van Buren, takes on East number 3, Marion. And then at 5:30 tonight, BB, the 4 seed out of the Central, takes on the 3 seed Sheridan. Balls, 1 strike. The count here to Driscoll. Now Driscoll steps out. Right in the middle of Moore throwing the pitch. And Moore, as time was being called, as he was about midway through throwing that pitch, just let it slip out, and then it kicked off the backstop. 0-1 the count, 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for Valley View, 2 runs, 2 hits, an error for Greenwood. As the 0-1 pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count to the third baseman, Driscoll. Tatum takes his lead off the first base bag. Here comes the 1-1 offering from Moore, misses outside throw down, and Tatum able to slide back in safely ahead of the throw. 2 balls into strike. Count to the third baseman, Driscoll. He's a .278 hitter, a .380 on-base percentage, and right now slugging .352, has 15 base hits on the year. Moore set with the 2-1 offering. From the belt, kicks, fires. Here comes the 2-1, and the miss is upstairs. 3 balls and a strike. Trying to come back with a breaking ball atop the zone. So 3-1 goes the count to the third baseman, Driscoll. Runner at first. Blazers have already got 2 across here in the bottom of the second inning. Moore from the belt, kicks, fires, and the 3-1 misses high for a ball 4. So it's the first walk of the game issued by Mason Moore, and now the lineup card flips over, and the leadoff hitter, Drew Gardman, stands in. So we're going to get a meeting on the mound before that. This meeting on the mound brought to you by Arkansas State University. Great minds, big hearts. That's the A-State difference. Visit astate.edu to learn more. Head coach Brandon Brewer will gather the infield in for Greenwood for this meeting on the mound. The pitch count is still not overly high for Mason Moore. He was able to get out of that first inning without throwing a whole lot of pitches, but right around the 30 pitch mark right now. And has already given up the 2-run home run to Jade Taylor, but has still not recorded an out at the plate this inning. The only out that's been recorded is Parker King being thrown out trying to steal second. And now going back to the top of the lineup where Drew Gartman, the shortstop, is standing in. Gartman batting from the right side. First pitch, he shows bunt, gets it down, but foul down the third base line. 0-1 goes the count to Drew Gartman. Struck out again in his first plate appearance yesterday. Was on base twice, walked and scored in the first, had an infield single and scored in the fourth. So went 1 for 3, a couple of runs scored yesterday. Team's leader in batting average, batting right around .480. As now Moore steps off, looks at the runner over at second, who retreats back safely. It's Madden Tatum. Ball is 1 strike to count here to Drew Gartman. Gartman shows bunt, gets it down along the third base line, but it goes foul. Took a couple of bounces in fair territory before rolling foul down the line. So the count goes to 0-2 here to the Valley View leadoff hitter, Drew Gartman. Bottom of the second inning. Glad you're with us from our NEA Baptist broadcast position here on the Ticket Radio Network. Runners at first and second for Valley View. All 5 batters that have come to the plate have gotten on base. But that changes here as Drew Gartman swings and misses at a pitch above the zone. Second strikeout of the game for Gartman, and now it's the right fielder Owen Roach who will dig in. Roach standing in from that right side batter's box. As Moore checks on the runner at second, now fires in the first offering to Roach. It's fouled back. Leave the yard and clear the press box behind home plate. The ball is 1 strike to count. To Owen Roach. Reached on that error in the first inning, but then got stranded at second base. So he got stranded, got thrown out after the liner was hit by Levi Martin, and he was halfway in between second and third. Now skies this one up behind home plate, taking the mask off and making the grab is the catcher Ty Holt for the second out of the inning. So Valley View strands a couple, but they get 2 across thanks to a 2-run home run from Jade Taylor. And after 2 complete in Benton, our score is Greenwood 2 and Valley View 2. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Bank's roots run deep in Northeast Arkansas. We began a single Paragould branch with one idea: customers first. By focusing on the best products banking has to offer and valuing the highest level of service, we're now 23 branches across Arkansas and Tennessee. As First National Bank grows, our roots only get deeper, and the mission remains the same: you first, always. Learn more about our products and services at fnbank.net. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get huge savings now at every Kavanaugh dealership. Kavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make and every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Kavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year of free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to CavanaughCars.com.
2 innings complete here at Benton as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. This top of the 3rd is brought to you by Jonesboro Sports Cards and Memorabilia at 424 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, where every sports fan's dream comes to life. With you from our NEA Baptist broadcast position, where Greenwood will have the top part of the lineup coming up. Jaden Campbell, the left fielder, Scott Holland, the third baseman, and Ty Holt, the catcher, all due up for the Bulldogs to lead us off here in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Campbell. This is outside for ball 1. Keaton Mathis still on the mound for Valley View. Now gets back into the counts with a 1-0 strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the count. They were in that breaking ball to Campbell. He walked and later came around to score to lead us off in the top of the 1st. Now gets ahead of the count here at 2 balls and a strike. Yesterday, Greenwood able to walk it off. A 3-2 winner over Greenbriers. That's lifted out into right field, down for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for Jaden Campbell to get us started here in the top of the 3rd. So that'll bring in the third baseman, Scott Holland. Holland had an RBI double. Was able to extend it to a 3-bagger with an error out in left field in the 1st inning. First pitch here to Holland, misses high for ball 1. Ball, no strikes to count. To the Greenwood third baseman. Pitch count just hit 40 for Keaton Mathis. As the 1-0 pitch is popped up, but it's going to get out of play. Now, Valley View did have to use 3 different arms out of the bullpen yesterday. I'm not sure how many bullpen arms they do have available for today's game after having to go to the pen quite a bit yesterday. And Greenwood had the same exact problem. Their starter yesterday only went about 4 innings. They get to use 3 guys out of the bullpen as well. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here to Scott Holland. Throw over to first was not in time. Now here comes the 1-1 offering, and it hangs outside the zone for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Scott Holland. Campbell, the runner at first, takes his lead. Now a throw over. Campbell able to slide back in safely. Not a real aggressive lead. Maybe a step off of that first base bag. Not 2 steps, I guess, off the first base bag. It's not a real aggressive lead. Another throw over, and again sliding back in safely is Jaden Campbell. 2 balls and a strike. The count as the 2-1 pitch misses upstairs. Trying to come back with a fastball. That was just below chin high. And misses for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Count here to third baseman Scott Holland. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Holland lays off. Misses inside for ball 4. Really clipped the outside edge of the zone, but a little bit too high.
Number 24, Ty Holt.
And Holland will take his base. Campbell will go to second, and now the pitcher Ty Holt stands in. Holt grounded it right back to Mathis in his first plate appearance. 1-3 on the putout in the 1st inning. RBI opportunity here. Runner in scoring position and runners at first and second. Here comes the first pitch. Lays off and moves ahead of the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Mathis trying to start him out with a fastball, but it was about letter high. And now pitching coach Matt Snyder going to come out. Madden Hufia, the starting catcher, will also join this meeting on the mound. Brought to you by Arkansas State University. Great minds, big hearts. That's the A-State difference. Visit astate.edu to learn more. little bit of pressure here for Keaton Mathis. Has given up a single and a walk in the first two batters that he's faced this inning. And still no outs on the board. 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error for Greenwood. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Valley View. Greenwood got their 2 runs across in the first inning. Valley View getting their 2 runs across in the last half inning in the bottom of the second, thanks to a home run by Jay Taylor. Here's the catcher, Ty Holt, digging back in. 1 ball, no strikes, the counts. Here comes the 1-0 offering. Holt lays off the curveball that breaks outside the zone for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Holt digs back in. Here comes the 2-0 offering from Mathis. Checks on the runner, fires it in from the belt. Driven out to center field. Ranging back and making the grab in center is Jay Taylor. It will advance the runner from second to third, so it does work as a sac fly for Ty Holt. Campbell now at third. They're at the corners. And it brings up the right fielder, Zach Zitzman.
Stepping into play for right fielder number 10, Zach Zitzman.
Zitzman had the RBI single in the first inning to score a run from third. Stands in from the left side. Runners at the corners and 1 gone here in the top of the third. First pitch from Mathis. Drives it out to right field, but it's going to get fouled just down in front of it a bit. But jumped on that fastball. 0-1 the count. Runners at the corners as Mathis looks over to that runner at first base. Now set for the 0-1 offering. Kicks and fires from the belt. Foul. It's back behind the third base dugout where Valley View is residing. It leaves the yard, headed toward the softball field, which is just to the south of us. There's a walkway that's shared between the baseball and softball field to get from press box to press box here at Benton, as the 0-2 pitch hangs outside of the 70-mile-an-hour curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count here to Zach Zitzman. Zitzman takes a couple of practice sticks. Now ready for the 1-2 offering. Here it comes. Zitzman out in front of it. Pops it up. But this is going to get out of play. Land behind that Greenwood dugout along the first base side. Zitzman had some pretty good bat speed in this at-bat. Just hadn't been able to get the timing down. We'll see if Mathis can get the out here on a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mathis from the belt fires in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's driven back. And we'll do it all over again on 1 and 2. 4th different foul ball of the at-bats from Zitzman. Just staying alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count. Here comes the next offering. Zitzman, a big swing and a miss on the dropping curveball. Chased one well below the zone for out number 2. It's a strikeout for Zitzman. And Jackson Cole, the DH, will now stand in as the final chance for Greenwood to get that runner from third across. Cole popped it up to Noah Ragsdale, the second baseman, in his last plate appearance. Stands in here from that right side batter's box. Pitch number 54 coming up here from Keaton Mathis. Kicks and fires from the belt, and it hangs in there, middle part of the zone for strike 1. Cole didn't offer at it, so he's down to the count 0-1. Good size lead off the first base bag from Scott Holland, who drew the walk earlier in the inning. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Slides outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count. Two to 2 our score here in the top of the third inning. And with the 1-1 offering, the 1-1 pitch gets away. Runner from third stays put. That runner at first, Scott Holland on the move, and he's going to advance to second base. So both runners now in scoring position. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count to Jackson Cole, and now a base hit could score more than 1 run for Greenwood here. 2-1 pitch. Tried to check his swing, but went around on one that bounced in the turf to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mathis has had to work around a single and a walk, but has retired each of the last 2 batters. We'll see if he can retire Jackson Cole to get out of this top of the third unscathed. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from the belt. Swung on and missed. It's an inning-ending strikeout for Jackson Cole. Mathis able to strike out the last 2 batters he faces in the top of the third. And the 2 base runners are left stranded. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on at the top of inning number 3. We go to the bottom of the third, tied at 2. Valley View and Greenwood at the 5A State Baseball Tournament here on the Ticket Radio Network.
The team at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been taking care of our local athletes for over 40 years. Now with 2 locations, including JOSM on Main and JOSM on Matthews inside St. Bernard's Health and Wellness Center. And now JOSM is offering a limited number of same-day appointments. Call 932-1820. Find them on Facebook and at JonesboroOrtho.com. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in our field so you can excel on yours.
Need top-notch farming and lawn gear? Visit First Choice Farm and Lawn, your Kubota dealer in Brooklyn. We get your need for reliable equipment. That's why we offer precision Kubota machinery for any task. From seasoned farmers to green-thumbed homeowners, we are working to keep you working. Find your Kubota match at First Choice Farm and Lawn on Highway 49 in Brooklyn. Achieve your goals faster with our Kubota inventory and top-notch service. Call 870-790-2301 or drop by today. Your trusted Kubota dealer, First Choice Farm and Lawn.
To the bottom of the we go as we welcome you back inside to Benton High School from our NEA Baptist broadcast position. This bottom of the third brought to you by JT White Hardware and Lumber, which has everything for the builders and do-it-yourselfers on East Parker Road in Jonesboro. Now, Greenwood able to get a couple of base runners aboard with nobody gone there in the top of the third, but the threat did not come to pass, and now Valley View will start off the bottom of the third with a single from Keaton Mathis on the first pitch that he sees. Delivers it out to left field and gives the Blazers a leadoff base runner here in the bottom of the third. And it'll be Levi Martin, the third baseman, due up next for Valley View.
Stepping to the plate, first baseman number 33, Levi Martin.
Jason Becker will come in as the courtesy runner there at first for Keaton Mathis. Levi Martin, who lined out to what was ultimately a double play at the end of the first inning, stands in here with a runner on and nobody gone. There's a chopper to third, throw to second for the lead runner, throw to first, and Martin able to beat the throw. So it goes fielder's choice. It'll be 5-4 on the fielder's choice. They get the lead runner, Keaton Mathis, but Martin able to beat the throw to first. So Valley View still with a base runner, but just 1 out on the board as Noah Ragsdale will stand in. All right, so Martin's now coming out and going toward the Valley View dugouts. Did they call him out at first? All right, so do we have runner interference? That's what they were saying in the press box. There was runner interference at second base potentially, but the throw didn't get there in time to get Levi Martin. He was clearly safe at first, but then just trotted off the field. Getting a look at the replay here, and he was called safe. And just looking at the replay, I mean, you can see that he's safe at first. And Valley View head coach Josh Allison is arguing this along the third base side with the umpires. But, all right, so they call interference because the runner at second, Keaton Mathis, did not slide. So Levi Martin is also out at first because of the interference. And Noah Ragsdale will stand in with 2 outs. So quite the turn for this inning after a leadoff single from Keaton Mathis. A couple of pitches later, Valley View has 2 outs. And Keaton Mathis standing in as the final hope for the Blazers. Or excuse me, Noah Ragsdale standing in as the final hope for the Blazers here in the bottom of the third. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to the Valley View second baseman as the 1-1 pitch is a curveball that misses low and away for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Ragsdale got hit by a pitch and provided one of the 2 runs that came across to score in the bottom of the second inning for the Blazers. Here comes the 2-1 offering that's hit on a line out to left field over the head of the leaping third baseman Scott Holland. So a single for Noah Ragsdale. And he provides Valley View with a 2-out base runner.
Coming to play the center fielder, number 22, Jade Taylor.
Jade Taylor, the center fielder, is due up next. Taylor had that 2-run home run over the wall in left field in his first plate appearance. Got a runner on here. Let's see if he can repeat it. First pitch to Taylor. Drives it out to left field. Going, and it's going to be caught along the warning track. Didn't quite have enough to leave the yard. It's 3:55 to leave the yard out of the power alley in left field. That was it around 3:45, 3:50, and the left fielder, Jaden Campbell, able to grab it on the warning track. So that'll do it for 3 complete here at Benton. Still tied at 2 in the 5A state quarterfinals here on the Ticket Radio Network.
Design the golf cart of your dreams with SS Custom Carts in Jonesboro. Hey y'all, it's Brandon Baxter for SS Custom Carts. And whether you want a golf cart for the greens or a family cart to cruise the neighborhood, SS Custom Carts has your dream cart covered. SS Custom Carts in Jonesboro is your one-stop shop for new golf carts, gently used golf carts, fully customized carts, parts, accessories, and service. Check out SS Custom Carts, 2321 East Matthews in Jonesboro and sscustomcarts.com.
Childhood diabetes, obesity, and thyroid conditions have something in common. The nationally ranked pediatric diabetes and endocrinology team at Arkansas Children's excels at treating them all. In children's developing bodies, hormones affect everything from growth spurts to blood sugar. These physical conditions can impact mental health and self-esteem, which is why the care provided by Arkansas Children's treats the whole child. Learn more at archildrens.org/NEA.
The top of the 4th inning we go here from Benton High School, the host of this year's 5A state baseball tournament, as we welcome you back inside to our NEA Baptist broadcast position. NEA Baptist is healthcare for the next century. It's top of the 4th inning brought to you by Central Baptist Church, where everyone is welcome and wanted. For locations and service times, visit centralbaptist.com. First pitch here in the top of the fourth inning. Runs inside and misses for ball one to the first baseman, Aaron Taylor. It'll go 6, 7, and 8 for Greenwood here in the top of the fourth. Taylor 0 for 1 this afternoon with a 6-4 ground ball outs. As the 1-0 pitch gets in there at the bottom part of the zone for strike one. Out ended the inning. In the first inning, they got the lead runner, Zitzman, who was at first, going to second on that ground ball. There's a big swing and a miss on the curveball. Taylor comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to the Greenwood first baseman. Taylor digs back in with the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, foul ball was well out in front of it. Had a kickoff of his shin, it looked like. Keeps the count of the ball and 2 strikes. You're in a 2-2 game, just underway in the top of the fourth inning here from Benton. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball, but foul down the first base line. Taylor will be followed by Cooper Webb, the center fielder, and then it's Caden Mendenhall, the shortstop. Ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch, and it misses outside. 2-2 goes the count. To the leadoff man, Aaron Taylor, here in this top of the fourth inning. Valley View got their 2 runs across in the bottom of the second. Greenwood got their 2 across in the top of the first. But since then, nothing doing for either team. 2-2 pitch on the way, line right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Aaron Taylor provides Greenwood with a leadoff base runner here in the top of the fourth. And it's Cooper Webb, the center fielder, due up next.
Center fielder number 17, Cooper Webb.
Webb struck out in the second inning. Stands in here with a runner on first and nobody gone in the top of the fourth. Webb showing bunt. They'll throw down to first, and the runner able to get back in safely. Webb once again showing bunt. Now pulls it back and have a high chopper right up the middle. Throw to first. It pulls the first baseman off the bag. Levi Martin turned around, tried to apply the tag, but it was too late. Webb able to leg it out. I think they'll score this an infield single most likely for Cooper Webb. It was a high chopper right in front of the second base bag, so the throw had to be absolutely perfect in order to get him. And it will be an infield single. Taylor moves to second, Webb at first. So first and second, no outs for Greenwood. Here in the top of the fourth, and Caden Mendenhall standing in, shows bunt, pulls it back in time to take ball 1 above the zone. 1 ball, no strikes, just above bell time. And Mendenhall, the shortstop, ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the 1-0 offering, misses inside. Just a little bit above knee high, but too far inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Runners at first and second. Mathis checks on the runners. Now comes set from the belt on 2-0, and the 2-0 pitch catches the top part of the zone, 82 miles an hour for strike 1. The count to 2-1. Pitch number 70 about to be thrown here by Keaton Mathis. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back well out in front of the breaking ball. Just did graze it enough to foul it back behind home plate. Moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes for Caden Mendenhall. Here comes the 2-2 pitch, and this is downstairs. Runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mendenhall. Potential big situation in this game. The top of the fourth inning. Mendenhall can load the bases with a walk. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Drives it out to left field. It is going to be dropped out there in left field. Off the glove of Parker King. Everyone is going to be safe. That'll be an error on King. It'll go as an E7. Taylor goes to third. Webb the second. Mendenhall standing at first. And the bases are loaded for the second baseman, Bradley Renner. It's the second error of the game for Valley View.
Stepping to the plate, the second baseman, number 8, Braden Rennick.
And Greenwood with a chance to regain the lead. They scored the first 2 runs of the game at the top of the first. Chance to get that lead back here with the bases loaded and nobody gone. First pitch is in there for strike 1 at the bottom part of the zone. So 0-1 the count. Braden Rennick. 1 balls, 1 strike. From the belt, here comes the 0-1 pitch. A big swing and a miss on the dropping curveball. Rennick wasn't even close. Good pitch by Mathis. He's ahead of the count, 0-2. Now the lineup card is about to flip over, and the top part of the lineup has done some damage for Greenwood already. 2 hits and 2 walks from the first 2 hitters in this lineup as the 0-2 pitch hangs outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Brady Rennick. Bases loaded, nobody gone at the top of the fourth. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Rennick goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. A big out number 1 for Keaton Mathis. And it brings in the left fielder, Jaden Campbell. Campbell walked and scored in the first, singled in the third. And stands in here with the bases still loaded. Single, infield single, and an E7 have loaded the bases. There's a slider that misses low for ball 1. Campbell again had the walk in the first and scored off of that. Singled in the third and then got stranded at third off after that single. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here comes the 1-0 offering, gets away. Runner from third is coming home to score. And we've got a 3-2 ball game. Wild pitch allows Taylor to come home and score. Webb advances to third, Mendenhall to second. So still 2 runners in scoring position. And Greenwood has regained the lead at 3-2 here in the top of the fourth. Count is 2 balls into strike. It'll go as a wild pitch there for Keaton Mathis. Here comes the 2-1 offering. Hangs in there for strike 2. Top part of the zone for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to Jaden Campbell. Runners at second and third. Greenwood has just taken the lead. 3-2 here in the top of the fourth inning as the 2-2 pitch misses inside for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is full to Jaden Campbell. It's the second full count that we've seen here in this inning. Here comes the full count delivery. It's hit off the leg of Mathis, headed toward first. The throw gets away. 2 runs are going to come across and score for Greenwood. It'll go as an RBI single plus a throwing error to allow that second run to come across and score. And Greenwood leads it 5-2 here in the top of the fourth. So an RBI single for Campbell plus the throwing error goes, he's 6 there. And the first pitch here to Scott Holland misses for ball 1. So it's 5-2, a 3-run top of the fourth inning here for Greenwood. Jaden Campbell standing at second. Cooper Webb, Caden Mendenhall both coming across to score after the ball was put in play one for Cooper Webb, and then when it got away, Mendenhall was able to come across and score. That's it out to deep part of left field. Should be deep enough to advance the runner. A good throw in, but sliding into third base safely is Jaden Campbell, so it'll go as a sac fly for Scott Holland. And a runner at third here for Ty Holtz. 5-2, Greenwood now out in front here in the top of the fourth inning.
Stepping in play, the catcher, number 24, Ty Holt.
Ty Holt will dig in. Holt, a 1-3 ground ball out in the first inning. Flew out to center on a sacrifice fly in the third. Now the pitch gets away. Runner from third is coming home. The throw home is not in time. And scoring from third is Jaden Campbell to make it a 6-2 game. 4-run, top of the fourth inning. And we've seen a run score off of an error. A couple of more score, or one score now off a wild pitch. Also saw runners advance off a wild pitch in this inning. So Greenwood has capitalized on every single Valley View mistake here in this top of the fourth inning. Big swing and a miss for Ty Holt. Evens the count at a ball and a strike here. Here comes the 1-1 offering. Holt lays off of the breaking ball. Low it outside. 2 balls and a strike goes the count. Holt is the 7th different batter to come up this inning. Now the 1-1 pitch gets away. Kicks off the backstop area. Moves the count to 2-1. Now time is called and Ty Holt will step out. Valley View, a lot of work to do after this fourth inning where Greenwood has capitalized on every mistake they've made. Here comes the 3-1 offering. It's in there for strike 2 at the top part of the zone. So it runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the catcher, Ty Holt. Full count delivery on the way. Holt drives it out to left field. It's going to drop out there in left field. Parker King gave a diving effort. Now it goes all the way to the wall out and left. Rounding second, headed for third is Ty Holt. And Greenwood with a runner at third with 2 gone in the inning. I think they're going to credit an error. Did they credit an error out there? Okay, so they give him a triple for Ty Holt. And King made a diving effort. It dropped just right in front of him and then took kind of the worst bounce possible. It rolled all the way to the wall out in left field, and Ty Holt was chugging around the bases. There's a ground ball foul down the first base line for Zach Zitzman, and Holt was able to get the third safely. It was a good throw once King got to the warning track along the wall in the outfield, but it's not nearly in time to get him at third. No balls, 1 strike as the 1-1 pitch misses low. Good block there by the Valley View catcher, Mason Kufia, to prevent it from getting away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. The 1-1 is skied out to center field. Running over toward right center and making the grab on the run is Jade Taylor, but the damage has been done by Greenwood in the top of the fourth inning. They get 4 runs across on 4 base hits. They leave a runner on, and after the top of the fourth inning, our score is Greenwood 4 and Greenwood 6 and Valley View 2.
It's a mix and match special now at all Northeast Arkansas Domino's Pizza locations. Choose any 2 for $6.99 each for carryout or delivery. How about a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, loaded tots, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, bread twists, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for the whole gang. The mix and match special with any 2 for only $6.99 each for carryout or delivery. Only at your Northeast Arkansas area Domino's Pizza locations.
Thank you to our Glen Sane family. Thank you for taking us with you for those long days and late nights that often go unnoticed. Very own. Thank you to our educators for choosing Glen Saint for 70 years.
To the bottom of the fourth we go. It's presented by Stanley Woodard Law Firm. Respect results relief. Call 870-932-2000. And Valley View needing a whole lot of runs over the course of these next few innings after giving up a 4 spot to Greenwood in the top of the fourth inning. Greenwood now leads it 6-2 as Parker King will lead us off here. In the bottom of the fourth, it's 7, 8, and 9 due up in the order here for Valley View. Mason Moore continuing to work on the mound. First pitch here misses low for ball 1 and gave up that 2-run inning in the second, but still has not had to expend a ton of pitches. Pitch number 42 coming in right here and just missed off the zone outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Here comes the 2-0 offering, and it's in there for strike 1, which is the outside corner for Parker King. Had a bunt single in the second. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fouls it back off the netting behind home plate. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the bottom part of the lineup in their first trip to the plate did produce for Valley View. Noah Ragsdale at an HBP to get on. Jay Taylor had that 2-run home run. Here's a 2-2 pitch that's fouled back. Parker King had a bunt single. Madden Tatum had a single. And then Cannon Driscoll, the 9-hole hitter, walked. So a lot of the productivity the first time through the order came from 6 through 9 in the lineup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is hit back foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes remains the counts. Here comes the next offering, hit out to right field, and this is going to drop and kick off the wall. Out in right field, heading around second, now to third is Parker King. He'll be given the stop sign at third. It's a triple for King, headed off the wall, out in right field, and provides Valley View with a leadoff base runner. Madden Tatum, the DH, due up next. See if he could score. Parker King from third. Saw the speed on display there from King. He was flying around the bases as he delivered that out to the power alley and right. First pitch here misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. To Madden Tatum. Mentioned wind going to be a factor this afternoon. Seen a lot of balls kick up off the wall. Really didn't see that a ton yesterday in that 9-5 win of Arkansas High. Big swing and a miss there to even the count of the ball and a strike, but blowing out about 16 miles an hour right now. Ball, 1 strike is the count. Moore from the belt, checks on the runner at third. Now comes set with a 1-1 offering and just missed. Low it outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count. To the DH, Madden Tatum. Mentioned the success of the bottom part of the lineup. Tatum, one of those guys, the 8-hole hitter with a single in the second inning. Got stranded at third to end the inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and Tatum lays off. One that just missed below the zone. Didn't miss by much. The count moves to 3-1. See if Tatum can provide Valley View a base runner with a walk here. 3 balls, 1 strike's the count. 1 strike to count. Big swing and a miss there. Oh, the fastball at the top part of the zone. Or did he slightly graze it? Went right in front of home plate. Might have slightly grazed it there. Here's the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Greenwood leads it 6-2. Here in the state quarterfinals. It's at the bottom of the 4th inning. But Valley View with a runner at third. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It misses high for ball 4, and Tatum will take his base. So they're at the corners now for Valley View, and it's the third baseman, Cannon Driscoll, due up next. We'll get a courtesy runner on for Valley View here. This time it's Brody Freeman who will be the courtesy runner.
Pinch runner, number 31, Brody Freeman. Stepping to the plate, third baseman, number 4, Cannon Driscoll.
So it's Cannon Driscoll that will stand in next. He walked in the 2nd inning. Got stranded at first after drawing that walk. Now a throw over to first, and sliding back in safely was Tatum. Had a pretty good lead off the first base bag, but able to slide back in ahead of the throw there. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Greenwood leads it 6-2, but Valley View threatening. Runners at the corners. Nobody gone. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. Bottom part of the zone at 77 miles an hour. Cannon Driscoll falls down to the count 0-1. Check on the runner over at first. Driscoll digs back in. Here comes the 0-1 offering from Mason Moore. Misses outside on the slider. Moves the count to 2 balls and a strike to Cannon Driscoll. We'll go back to the top of the order after Driscoll's plate appearance. Comes the 2-1. Now time is called. That's the 2nd time Moore has been midway through his windup where time has been granted, and saw Moore there just throw it off the netting behind home plate. Let it slip out of his hand in mid-motion. 2 balls, 1 strikes to Cannon Driscoll. Moore checks the runners, comes set from the belt. Here comes the 2-1. Just missed top part of the zone. Good eye by Driscoll to lay off. It's 3-1. We'll see if Driscoll can try and load the bases here with a walk. Three balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners, nobody gone. Bottom of the 4th inning. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed on the curveball there. Moves the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cannon Driscoll. Runners at the corners. We'll see if Driscoll could find a way to get on base. Moore checks on the runner at third. Now comes set from the belt. Here comes the full count delivery, and misses low. Should say the 2-2 delivery. Misses low for ball 3. Now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cannon Driscoll. Greenwood got 4 across here in the top of the 4th. See if Valley View can start to try and answer back. That's it out to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. It'll score a run. Rounding second, headed for third is Madden Tatum. They'll be at the corners once again. It's an RBI single for Cannon Driscoll. And Valley View to within 3. King scoring from third. Tatum going from first to third. And now we're going to have a meeting on the mound. This meeting on the mound brought to you by Arkansas State University. Great minds, big hearts. That's the A-State difference. Visit astate.edu to learn more. We'll see if the day might be complete for Mason Moore. Moore is at 61 pitches right now, but Valley View has been able to get to him in this inning. He's given up a triple, a walk, and just recently an RBI single by Cannon Driscoll, and now He's about to go through the order for the third time with Drew Gartman at the plate. Blazers do have speed at first with Cannon Driscoll. I wonder if they send him here to try and take the double play out of order. Drew Gartman, the leadoff hitter, digs in, leads the team in batting average. Now throw over to first, and getting back safely is Driscoll. Bottom of the fourth, Valley View has gotten a run across. They're to within 3 after Greenwood put up a 4 spot at the top of this inning. 6-3 is our score. First pitch to Gartman on the way. And he lays off of one that misses below the zone. 1 ball, no strikes, the counts to the shortstop, Gartman. 1 ball, no strikes. It's delivered out into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. That will score a run and make it a 2-run game. Coming home from third is Madden Tatum. And it's an RBI single for Drew Gartman. So it'll put runners at first and second. Driscoll thought about going 3, but stayed put there at second. And the right fielder, Owen Roach, next to bat for Valley View. From a 4-run deficit to now just a 2-run deficit here in the bottom of the fourth for the Blazers. Roach reached on an E6 in the first, then popped it up to the catcher in the second inning in his first plate appearance. First pitch here starts him off with a curve in there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. 0-1 to Owen Roach. Stands in right side. With the bat back and forth off that right shoulder. There's a ground ball to short. That's bobbled at short. Everyone is going to be safe. Looked like had a tailor-made double play ball there. But Mendenhall bobbled it on the transfer. It'll go as an error on the shortstop, Mendenhall. Everyone is safe. The bases are loaded. And it'll bring in Keaton Mathis. Mathis is 2 for 2. A single in the first, a single in the third as well. But Mathis got thrown out when he was sliding into second, or going into second in the third, off a ground ball. Because he didn't slide, they called interference, which put 2 outs on the board for Valley View at that point. First pitch here is fouled back and get out of play right into the bullpen area near the Greenwood dugout, where there is some action now. 1 offering. This is outside for ball 1. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goes the count to Keaton Mathis. Six to 4. Blazers entered the inning down by 4. Trimmed the deficit to just 2 runs and have the bases loaded with nobody gone. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and this is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Count here to Keaton Mathis. Mathis with the bat held off his right shoulder. Ready for the 2-1 offering here from Mason Moore. Moore from the belt comes set. The 2-1. Moves the count to 3-1. Miss low and outside. And it's 3 balls and a strike here. So the starter, Keaton Mathis. A walk here would make this a 1-run game. Here comes the 3-1. Mathis delivers it out into right field, medium depth right. We'll see if they'll send the runner. They will. The throw in is not going to be in time, and it'll work as an RBI sac fly. Mathis has gotten it to a 1-run game with the sac fly. So Driscoll scores from third. Also saw Gartman advance from second to third. And they're at the corners. Roach at first, Gartman at third. And a one-run game now. And it's Levi Martin, the first baseman, to stand in next. Martin lined out to second in the first. And that fielder's choice, we mentioned a couple of moments ago, in the third. Now throw down to third. Runner gets back safely. The runner on the go was from first. It was Roach going from first to second. Rather try and get Roach. They threw to Drew Gartman at third, who was a little bit off the bag. And now both runners in scoring position here for Levi Martin. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here comes the 1-0 offering, a check swing that goes foul. Just off the top part of the bat down the first base line. So Martin, an even count of the ball and a strike here. Here comes the 1-1 from Mason Moore. Misses outside for ball 2. Good eye by Martin. 3-run bottom of the fourth here for Valley View. They've all but erased what was a 4-run top of the fourth for Greenwood that gave them a 4-run lead. Blazers are to within a run with still runners at second and third. Big swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The first baseman, Levi Martin. Martin twirls the bat, now digs back in from right side batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Misses above the zone to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count to the first baseman, Levi Martin. Runners at second and third. Martin twirls the bat, digs back in as Mason Moore gets set to fire his 76th pitch of the game. The 3-2 is popped up, shallow outfield. It's the second baseman ranging over, making the grab. They'll send the runner from third, and they'll score the run from third. So on a pop-up that just barely got into the outfield, Valley View gets aggressive, and Levi Martin going to get credit with an RBI as Drew Gartman comes across to score from third. The throw from right field was offline, and it pulled the catcher, Ty Holt, off of home plate. He had to take a few steps in front of it to keep it from getting away. And just like that, a tie game. So Owen Roach also advancing to third. And it's Noah Ragsdale, the second baseman, that will stand in and take a called strike 1. Ragsdale was hit by a pitch in the second inning, singled in the third. Here comes the 0-1 offering. This is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strikes the count. 1 strike the count to Noah Ragsdale. He is the 8th different Blazer that has come up to bat here in this bottom of the fourth. Tied at 6. Both teams have gotten 4 across in the fourth inning. Big swing, get a miss on the 1-1 breaking ball that gets away outside the zone. Got the swing and miss and moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for Valley View. 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Greenwood. Blazers have rallied from big deficits in each of the first 2 games. That's it. Out to center field, going back near the warning track and making the grab is the Greenwood center fielder Cooper Webb for the final out of the inning. But not before the Blazers answer back with a 4-run inning of their own. We went into the 4th inning tied. We'll leave the 4th inning tied. Our score is Greenwood 6 and Valley View 6 after 4 complete here from the 5A State Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Community.
To the top of the fifth inning we go here from Benton and our NEA Baptist broadcast position in a tie game, 6-all between Valley View and Greenwood. And this top of the fifth inning is brought to you by J-Town's Grill. It's where the locals go and a proud supporter of local high school sports. For Greenwood, it is 5, 6, and 7 due up in the order to start us off in the fifth inning. And we will see a new arm on the mound for Valley View as well. Will Finley taking over in relief, the 5'10 sophomore. Taking over for Keaton Mathis, who will get a no decision today thanks to the 4-run bottom of the fourth for the Blazers. And it's Jackson Cole, the DH, the only guy that did not come up to bat in the top half of the fourth inning for Greenwood that will lead us off here in the fifth. First pitch he sees is fouled back. Bounce back behind that first base dugout. Here comes the 0-1 offering, and the 0-1 just missed above the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike goes the count. Jackson Cole, he's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Popped it up to second of the first, struck out in the third. Here comes the 0-2, and it's in there for the strike, or I should say the 1-1 in there for the strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Jackson Cole, the DH. Here comes the 1-2. Cole checked his swing, but he went across for the strikeout to begin the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Jackson Cole. 1 down, and it brings in the first baseman, Aaron Taylor.
So to play the first baseman, number 16, Aaron Taylor.
Aaron Taylor, 1 for 2, grounded out 6-4 in the first, singled and scored in the fourth. First pitch to Taylor, and it's in there for strike 1. In Valley View, they faced a 6-2 deficit after the top of the fourth inning. They rallied to tie it up at 6-all. Yesterday, they gave up a 5 spot to Arkansas High in the first inning of the game, but then rallied in the bottom of the second to get 5 on the board and scored the final 9 runs in the game after Arkansas High got on the board first. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Aaron Taylor as the 1-1 curve hangs in there. 1-2 the count to the Greenwood first baseman. Base is empty, 1 down, top of the fifth inning. As Taylor digs back in. Here comes the 1-2, and misses low for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count here to the first baseman, Aaron Taylor for Greenwood. Finley, freshman, has taken on in relief, looking to get the second straight strikeout potentially, but that misses low and inside and gets away into the backstop area. Runs the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just underway here in the top of the fifth inning, tied at 6, Valley View and Greenwood. And the 3-2 is hit out into right field, medium depth right field. Coming over to make the grab is Owen Roach for the second out here in the top of the fifth. It's Cooper Webb, the center fielder, due up next. Webb 1 for 2 this afternoon. Struck out in the second, then had an infield single in the fourth. Stands in here from the right side of the tie game at 6-all. First pitch to Webb. Bounced in the turf before it got into the mid of the catcher, Madden Kafui. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. They get 2-0. Kind of missed in the same exact spot of the breaking ball. Move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Now Finley will step off. Trying to send Greenwood down in order here in this top of the fifth inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Check swing, but went across and looked like it was in the strike zone regardless. And it's strike 1 on Cooper Webb. Back to work quickly. Here comes the 2-1. Webb lays off of another bouncer in the turf to run the count to 3 balls and a strike. Base is clear. 2 gone at the top of the 4th inning. Here comes the 3-1 delivery, and it's fouled off. Get out of play into a concourse area right outside the baseball stadium. A concourse. Football is to the right of us. Softball is directly behind us here. The Benton Athletic Complex. Here comes the full count delivery, and it's a walk missed low and outside, and Webb will take his base at first. Second time this afternoon that Cooper Webb has reached safely. Infield single for him in the 4th, and then walked in the 5th. And it's Caden Mendenhall, the shortstop, to stand in next. Here's the first offering to Mendenhall. Misses upstairs for ball 1. 79 miles an hour on the pitch there from Finley. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Mendenhall 0 for 2, but did reach on an error and provided the run in the 4th inning as the 1-0 pitch nearly got away. Good block there by Kufia to save it from getting away. 2 balls, no strikes the count to Mendenhall. Now we'll see Kufia go out to the mound, have a conversation with Finley. This meeting on the mound brought to you by Arkansas State University. Great minds, big hearts. That's the A-State difference. Visit astate.edu to learn more. It's 2-0 to the shortstop, Mendenhall. Runner at first is Cooper Webb. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Gets in the zone with strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike goes the count. Off the bottom part of the zone. So 2-1 to Mendenhall. 2-1 pitch on the way. Mendenhall lays off and just missed below the zone. Moves the count to 3 balls and a strike to the Greenwood shortstop. 2 out, a runner on first here in the top of the 5th inning, and a tie game at 6-all in the state quarterfinals. The 3-1 grounded back up the middle, past the reach of the shortstop. It's a single out into center field for Caden Mendenhall. And Greenwood has runners at first and second with 2 gone. Braden Rennick, the second baseman, to stand in next for Greenwood.
Second baseman number 8, Braden Rennick.
Rennick 0 for 2. Went 4 to 3 on a ground ball out in the second. Struck out of the 4th. First and second here for Greenwood. Webb at second. Mendenhall at first. It's fouled back off the screen behind home plates. 1 balls, 1 strike to count to Rennick. Wind starting to pick up a little bit. Kind of a wind gust blowing out here now. Handed the 0-1 pitch to the 9-hole hitter Rennick, and the 0-1. Well, it didn't miss by much. He missed a little bit inside to even the count at a ball and a strike. To the Greenwood second baseman. Finley looks on the runner over on second. Now delivers the curveball that got away, but he gets the swing and miss. Rennick tried to hold the bat back, but he went through on the check swing. And Greenwood quickly down to their final strike of the inning with runners on first and second. Finley get out of it in his first inning of relief. Checks on the runner at second, comes set from the belt. The 1-2 swung on and missed. It's a strikeout to end the inning. After surrendering a couple of base runners with a walk and a single, Finley gets out of it with a strikeout of Brady Rennick. No runs come across for Greenwood in the top of the 5th. We go to the bottom of the inning, still tied at 6 in the 5A State Baseball Tournament here on the Ticket Radio Network.
Athletics is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
This is Keith Baird with Baird Auto Group. There's nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
To the bottom fifth we go here from Benton High School in our 88 Baptist broadcast position. Tied at 6, Valley View and Greenwood. Well, we have a little bit of time getting you caught up on the ASU Newport State Tournament scoreboard with campuses in Newport, Jonesboro, and Mark Reed. Summer and fall registration is underway now at asun.edu. Yesterday was a day full of upsets in the 5A state tournament as the Blazers have 6, 7, and 8 due up here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And leading it off is Jay Taylor, who takes a first pitch ball that misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Jay Taylor. Already has a 2-run home run in the game that tied it up at 2 in the bottom of the second. Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball there to even the count of the ball and a strike. Other results yesterday outside of Valley View and Greenwood included Greene County Tech, who will play next, the 4th seed out of the East, upsetting the number 1 seed out of the South, Lakeside, as the 1-1 pitch gets away. Moves the count to 2 balls and a strike. Meanwhile, Benton defeating Alma 4-1 in the 2-3 matchup, as the 2-1 pitch misses outside to Jade Taylor, moves the count to 3 balls and a strike. Then it was Van Buren, the 4th seed out of the West, defeating Maumelle 10-6. Marion a 7-5 win as the 3 seed over Lake Hamilton yesterday. 3-1 pitch on the way. That's ripped out to left field. Down for a base hit for Jade Taylor, the second hit of the game for Jade Taylor. He'll be standing at first with nobody gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Other scores from yesterday included the Central 4 BB, a 3-1 winner over Russellville. Meanwhile, Sheridan, an 8-3 win over Searcy. So Valley View was the only 1 seed yesterday that got a win. And the Blazers going to get another win here today and punch their ticket to the state semifinals. They have a runner on first, and a new arm will take the mound to face Parker King. We'll tell you all about the Kavanaugh Auto Group call to the bullpen after a 1-minute timeout. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Evolve Bank and Trust offers a variety of residential and consumer loans, specializing in unique products and services while providing individualized customer service designed to fit your needs. Whether you're buying your first home, a new car, or building your dream home, Evolve Bank and Trust has the personal loan products you need to realize your dreams today. Call Evolve Bank and Trust at 870-933-2480. Stop in to see them at 111 East Huntington Suite A or visit them online at getevolve.com. Evolve Bank and Trust, making banking personal again. Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bring in a savings from More Air Conditioning. If you've been waiting to replace your air conditioning system, get our best deal of the season. For a limited time, get a rebate for up to $1,500 and no payments for up to 6 months with approved financing. Plus, qualify for federal tax credits of up to $2,000. That's up to $3,500 in savings and no payments for 6 months. Visit us online at moreac.com.
You deserve more, don't settle for less.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kavanaugh Auto Group. Check out their entire inventory at CavanaughCars.com. Blazers with a base runner with nobody gone after Jay Taylor led the inning off with a single. The day is done for the starter, Mason Moore. Parker King, Matt Tatum, Connor Driscoll. Remaining lineup due up here in this bottom of the 5th inning for Valley View. Parker King, a bunt single in the second inning, tripled in the fourth, and later provided the run for Valley View. New pitcher into the game for Greenwood is Caden Mendenhall, who started the game at shortstop. So we'll see Braden Rennick move to short. Jaden Campbell, who was in left field, now moves to second base. And it's Parker King, the left fielder, to stand in here for Valley View. Runner on first, nobody gone, and the first pitch to King hits him. So Taylor will take his base at second, or move to second. King will take his base at first. And Valley View with a runner in scoring position with nobody gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Mannon Tatum, the DH, next to bat here for the Blazers. Although Valley View head coach Josh Allison is going out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire. And looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here. It's Cohen Zaffarano. We saw pitch yesterday, but he will now take over as a pinch hitter for Madden Tatum. Tatum the DH, so Zaffarano slides in here. Will show bunt, gets it down along the third base line. It's a good one. Throw to first is going to get away. Valley View is going to take a one-run lead here in the bottom of the fifth, and maybe more. Rounding third, headed for home. The throw in, not in time. Jade Taylor scored from second. Parker King scoring from first. And Valley View goes out in front by 2 here in the home half of the fifth inning. It was a textbook bunt by Tatum, and it took a while for the Greenwood pitcher there, Caden Mendenhall, to fire to first. He tried to gather for a few seconds, fire to first, and he wasn't going to have a chance at him after that gather, and then threw it over the head of the first baseman. So it goes as a bunt single, but then a throwing error. Now another bunt down, and the throw to first is in time, this time, to get Cannon Driscoll. 2-3 on the putouts. It was catcher Ty Holt that called everyone off to get that, to get the out at first. 8-6, Valley View in front. As now Drew Gartman, the shortstop, will dig in next for the Blazers. Gartman is 1 for 3. Struck out in both the first and second innings. Then had an RBI single and came around to score later on in the fourth inning. One ball, no strikes. The count here to Gartman. 1-0 pitch misses outside to move the count to 2-0. Zaffarano standing at third. There's a ground ball hit off the leg of the pitcher. Ricochets to the third baseman, Scott Holland. No play to be made at first. It'll go as an infield single there for Drew Gartman. So back-to-back base hits for Gartman. And it went right off the ankle of Mendenhall. Mendenhall out of the mound, just trying to walk it off right now. Hard hit ball by Gartman. And infield is gathered in along with the home plate umpire to check on Mendenhall, make sure he's okay. And Mendenhall going to stay in the game. So at the corners here for Valley View, with Owen Roach, the right fielder, due up. We'll see Mendenhall here. A couple of pitches. Make sure he's good. He is. And so now we'll face Owen Roach. Valley View in the bottom of the fourth and the bottom of the fifth innings kind of turned the game on its head here. 6 runs have come across in each of the last 2 innings for the Blazers, and still only 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. 1 ball, no strike, the count to Owen Roach. Runner from second on the go. Won't even be a throwdown. It's a stolen base for Drew Gartman. So Gartman takes second. There's the count to 2-0 on Owen Roach as well. Second and third for Valley View. Roach standing in from the right side, moving the bat back and forth off that right shoulder. There's a line drive out into center field. It is going to drop in center field. 1 run will come across to score. Now 2 runs will come across to score as Cooper Webb just bobbles it around in center. So it will go as an RBI single, but there's also going to be an error in that allowed that second run to come across and score. Owen Roach will get credit for that run scored by Zaffarano, but the Gartman run scores off an error. So an RBI single that extends into a 2-bagger for Owen Roach after it was bobbled around out there in center field. And just like that, it's a 10-6 Valley View lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we may have another pitching change coming up for Greenwood. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Cavanaugh Auto Group, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher after a 1-minute timeout. This is the 5A State Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Tires at the lowest price. While others are searching for tires to order, we'll get you fixed up with a great set of tires and back on the road in no time with our 4 tires, 1 hour guarantee. Plus, we make the purchase easy on your budget with our Plaza Tire Service card or no credit needed financing options. For the right tire at the right price right now, the choice is easy. That's Plaza Tire Service.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Cavanaugh Auto Group. Check out their entire inventory at CavanaughCars.com. Second call to the bullpen we've had in this inning for Greenwood. And the new pitcher for Greenwood is Jake Gigerich, who will take over in relief. And Gigerich had not been in the field, so he takes over in relief. Had been able to throw in the bullpen a little bit next to that Greenwood dugout. Now finishing up his warm-up tosses on the field. Back-to-back 4-run innings for Valley View. 4 across in the 4th, 4 across in the 5th. And Keaton Mathis will stand in here. Mathis is 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly, a couple of singles in the 1st and 3rd innings. First pitch swinging here, pops it up and will get out of play, hit off the roof of the press box. 0-1 the count. Mathis, who got the start in the game this afternoon, officially is going to get a no decision after Valley View scored 4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now the runner from second on the go. This is skied up into center field. Coming in to make the grab is Cooper Webb. And having to retreat all the way back to second base was Owen Roach. Roach was standing on third almost when that ball was hit and wasn't able to advance. I don't know that he would have been able to advance even if he was at second. It was hit in the medium part of center field there for Keaton Mathis. And it's Levi Martin, the first baseman, who stands in next. First pitch to Levi Martin on the way. Misses downstairs for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Martin is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice in the third, or 0 for 3, excuse me. Fielder's choice in the third, but did drive in a run on a pop-up to the shallow parts of the outfield in his last plate appearance. 1-0 pitch is fouled back. Evens the count of the ball and a strike. With the 1-1 offering, here it comes on the way. It is hit foul. We'll get out of play right field side in foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, line foul down the third base side. Keeps the count of the ball and 2 strikes to the first baseman, Levi Martin. Martin is the 8th different Blazer to come to the plate here in this bottom of the 5th inning. 4 runs in the 4th, 4 runs so far here in the 5th. But the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 gone. Here comes the 1-2, runner on the go, swung on and missed. So the drop third strike, throw down to first is in time. And so Martin goes down on strikes to end the 5th inning. But the second straight inning, Valley View has gotten 4 runs across. And after 5 complete here at Benton, our score is now Valley View 10 and Greenwood 6. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Hey y'all, it's Brandon Baxter, and I want to let you know about my friends at Cleanway Restoration and Construction. You see, disasters don't happen when it's convenient, whether it's a fire, a flood, or a tornado. When it damages your home, it upsets everything about your life. Cleanway comes in and does the cleanup, and they can lay your floors, replace your cabinets, and fix or replace walls. So remember, when an inconvenient disaster comes your way, think Cleanway Restoration and Construction. Let Cleanway restore your home and restore your life. Find out more at cleanwayrestoration.com.
Hello, I'm estate planning and elder law attorney Chad Oldham. More and more often today, I hear clients tell me that the only thing golden about the golden years is that it takes all the gold to grow old. Don't be a victim of rising healthcare and nursing home costs. Be prepared. Have a plan. Contact us today to find out how we help our clients protect and preserve assets for family and future generations. The Oldham Law Firm, 603 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, or visit us on the web at oldhamlawfirm.com.
5 innings complete from Benton as we welcome you back inside Everett Field from our 88 Baptist broadcast position, where Valley View leads 10-6 over Greenwood. And for Greenwood, they'll have the top part of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3 due up in the order here to get this 6th inning underway. It'll be Jaden Campbell, the left fielder, to lead it off for Greenwood. Campbell has reached base safely at all 3 plate appearances this afternoon. Singled in the 3rd, an RBI single in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 1st inning. Has provided 2 runs, did provide a run off that RBI single in the 4th as well. First pitch here is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes the count to the left fielder Campbell. 1-0 on the way, lays off. 1 outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to the left fielder Campbell. 2-0 on the way. Campbell, a big swing and a miss there on the breaking ball. Finley still on in relief. Faced a little bit of traffic in the last inning. Gave up a walk and a single, but was able to get out of the inning with a strikeout. Here's the 1-2. The 1-2 is lifted foul. Kicks off the wall in foul territory along the right field side. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. To Jaden Campbell. There's the 1-2 to Campbell, and slides outside of the zone for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 78-mile-an-hour slider. Campbell doesn't offer. He's already drawn a walk so far in the game. Now pops this one up. Shallow outfield. It is the Valley View shortstop, Drew Gartman, who was just onto the outfield turf to make the grab for the first out here in the top of the 6th inning. So that'll send up the third baseman, Scott Holland.
Third baseman number 7, Scott Holland.
Holland had an RBI double and scored a run in the first, walked in the third, and then reached on a sacrifice fly in the fourth. Here's the first pitch to Holland, and it misses, or is in there for strike 1. Catches the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. Finley quickly back to work from the belt. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Almost golfed at by Scott Holland. Was well out in front of it. It moves the count to 0-2. The 0-2 on the way, and it's in there. Throws him up for strike 3 on the outside corner. Holland goes down on strikes, and there's 2 gone at the top of the 6th.
Stepping to the plate, the catcher number 24, Ty Holt.
Now it's the catcher, Ty Holt, standing in for Greenwood. Holt is 1 for 3, had a triple in the 4th inning. First pitch here to Ty Holt, and this is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Standing in from the right side, looks at a curveball there that drops in for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Ty Holt. Moving the man back and forth off that right shoulder. The 1 pitch is hit out to straightaway center field. Ranging back and making the grab in center is Jay Taylor for the final out in the top of the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at Benton. Our score is Valley View 10 and Greenwood 6. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
One shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
We are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis, and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding. They come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
This is KNEA, K237FI, 95.3, and K245CW, 96.9 Jonesboro. The Ticket Radio Network, an EAB Media Group radio station.
To the bottom of the 6th we go from Benton. Valley View out in front 10-6. Potentially 3 defensive outs away from punching their ticket to the 5A state semifinals tomorrow afternoon. That would be a little bit of a later start than these first 2 games. It would start at noon here from Benton tomorrow afternoon. So Blazers potentially 3 defensive outs away from reaching the semifinals of the state tournament. And at that point, they would be looking to advance to their 10th state final in program history. This is the 8th straight year, by the way, they played in the state quarterfinals. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it's Noah Ragsdale, Jay Taylor, and Parker King to lead us off. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Noah Ragsdale as the fastball catches the top part of the zone. Ragsdale 1 for 2 with a single and an HBP. Also flew out to center in the 4th inning as the next pitch misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. The count to Noah Ragsdale to lead us off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2-1 on the way. This is letter high and inside. For ball 3, 3 balls and a strike to the second baseman, Ragsdale. Moves the bat back and forth off the right shoulder. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. This is inside, and Ragsdale will take his base at first. It's a leadoff walk to get us started here in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Jade Taylor, who is 2 for 3 at a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning. Singled and scored in the 5th. So has provided 2 runs and also then a couple today for Valley View as well. And the first pitch runs inside and hits him. Just below the shoulder, hit Jade Taylor. So Ragsdale will go to second. Taylor trots down to first. And it's the left fielder, Parker King, who will stand in next. King has reached base safely all 3 plate appearances today. Had a bunt single in the 2nd, tripled and scored in the 4th, and then was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Trying to duck out of the way of a curveball, but it hangs in there at the bottom part of the zone for strike 1. Runners at first and second here for King. He'll show bunt. Able to get it down the third baseline, and King is going to be safe at first. It was fielded by the pitcher, but even if he would have fielded it, or even if he would have gotten the throw to first cleanly, I think Gigerich was not going to be able to get Parker King at times. So the bases are loaded. Ragsdale at third, Taylor at second, King at first, and we're going to have a meeting on the mound and a new pitcher entering the game for Greenwood. We'll tell you about that new pitcher after a 1-minute timeout. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the EAB Media Network, EAB Media Group.
Old appliance or remodeling your whole kitchen, the appliances you need are right around the corner with GE Appliances at Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro. Shop timeless designs and time-saving features on the appliances that are built to last in the busiest homes. Visit Tucker's Appliance today and upgrade your home your way with GE Appliances and your local experts. Shop Tucker's Appliance today and save.
Tucker's Appliance.
Since 1997, First Community Bank has understood the importance of community banking and the many roles we play in empowering our local communities. We were founded on the principle of putting community first. 25 years later, this still holds true because there's value in being part of a community. Each of our neighbors play an integral role. It's why we work really hard to support you. We are proud to continue serving you. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Cavanaugh Auto Group. Check out their entire inventory at CavanaughCars.com. New pitcher into the game for Greenwood is Lawson Leith. Leith will be the 3rd different reliever Greenwood has used this afternoon. And he'll inherit a jam. Bases loaded for Valley View off a walk at HBP and a bunt single. Blazers threatening to add more with a 10-6 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And it'll be Man Tatum who is due up here for Valley View. Bases loaded for the Blazers. Valley View is 3 defensive outs away from punching their ticket to the semifinals of the 5A State Tournament tomorrow Certainly we like to add some more insurance runs here. Seen how explosive the Greenwood offense can be. They get a 4-run top of the 4th inning. Got 2 runs to come across in the first. So we'll see if the Blazers could add some more insurance runs here. As Manning Tatum digs in, first pitch he sees is a called strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to the Blazer DH. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. 69 miles an hour on the curveball. Was well out in front of that. And Tatum comes up empty. 1 ball and 1 strike. (10-6) Valley View in front. Here in the state quarterfinals. The 1-1 pitch gets away. Runner from third breaking home, and he is going to be safe at home. Pretty good throw made by the catcher Ty Holt to home, but was not in time to get Noah Ragsdale. So Ragsdale scores off the wild pitch. Jay Taylor moves up a base along with Parker King. So now runners in scoring position. Both runners in scoring position for the DH Madden Tatum. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the 2-1. Big swing and a miss on the slider there to even the count up at 2-2. And I guess it was a strikeout. So we were behind on the ball strike count on the scoreboard there. And Madden Tatum actually struck out. So the first out of the inning is a strikeout by Madden Tatum. And now it's Cannon Driscoll, the third baseman, who will stand in. First pitch to Driscoll. This is low for ball 1. Time is called. Driscoll will step out, and conversation with LaView head coach Josh Allison, who's in that third base coach's box. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch, and it's in there at the top part of the zone. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike here for Cannon Driscoll. 1-1 on the way, checks his swing, but went across. And the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes here to the Valley View third baseman Driscoll. Now, Ty Holt will walk the ball out to the mound. Have a conversation with Lawson Leith, their different relief pitcher that Greenwood has used this afternoon. Here's the 1-2 offering from Leith. Misses inside for ball 2. Curveball that missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. With runners at second and third. Now time is called from Finley at the plate. Step out ahead of this 2-2 pitch. Leith fires in the 2-2, just missed off the zone. And outside for ball 3. So the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here to Cannon Driscoll. 3-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball. Going to get through out into left field for a base hit. Going to score 2 runs. Rounding first, now headed for second. The throw in, not in time. And Cannon Driscoll with an RBI double to score 2 runs. And increase the Valley View lead to 13-6 here in the bottom of the 6th. Back to the top of the lineup we go with Drew Gartman, the shortstop, to stand in next. Gartman is 2 for 4. RBI single and a run in the 4th, an infield single and a run in the 5th, and then struck out twice in the 1st and 2nd innings. First pitch to Gartman. He'll show bunt, get it down along the third base line. But it rolls foul. Took 2 bounces in fair territory before rolling foul. So the count to 0-1 for the shortstop Gartman, 13-6. Valley View has opened it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Closing in on another trip to the state semifinals tomorrow afternoon at noon. 0-1 the count to Drew Gartman. Here comes the 0-1, gets away a bit. Now runner caught in limbo and a run down, but going to be safe at third. The throw to second got away from the shortstop covering the bag. And Cannon Driscoll will head to third. Counts 2 balls and a strike to Drew Gartman, the shortstop. Here's the 2-1 to Gartman, runs inside and hits it. So they'll be at the corners here for Valley View after the pitch clipped Gartman just off the hip there. And the right fielder, Owen Roach, will be standing in next. Roach reached on an error in the first, popped it up in the second, reached on another error in the fourth, and then an RBI single in the 5th inning. First pitch to Roach is a ground ball that gets through into right field for a base hit. 1 run will come across to score. Roach makes a hard turn around first, will retreat back, and it's an RBI single for Owen Roach here in the bottom of the 6th. So Driscoll comes across to score, makes it a 14-6 game, and they're at the corners here for Keaton Mathis, and we'll see if we get another call to the bullpen, and we will. We'll tell you about that new pitcher and the Cabot Auto Group call to the bullpen after a 1-minute timeout. This is the 5A State Baseball Tournament on the Ticket Radio Network.
Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas are right on the verge with overwhelming sales, and you'll find them at your Central dealerships, overtaking Memphis and Little Rock. The Central dealerships are leading the way. Central Chevy, Central Buick, Central Toyota, Central Ford, and Central Nissan. Central dealerships are your home of meet or beat pricing, so don't waste your time. Stop into any of the 5 Central dealerships for the best deals of the month and online at centralcts.com.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp Document Systems dealer in Jonesboro.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp Document System dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro, 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
This call to the bullpen is always brought to you by Cavanaugh Auto Group. Check out their entire inventory online at CavanaughCars.com. New pitcher into the game for Greenwood is Braden Brewer. Brewer will be the 4th different relief pitcher Greenwood has used. Trying to get 2 outs on the board before Valley View gets 2 runs on the board and tries to win it potentially by a run rule. That would get them to 10, so they could theoretically walk it off here in the 6th inning. And still have some traffic on the base paths in order to do so. With runners at the corners. Gartman standing at third. Owen Roach standing at first after just coming through with that RBI single. And now it's Keaton Mathis who will dig in next. Mathis 2 for 4 in the game. A couple of singles in the 1st and 3rd innings. First pitch to Mathis here is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Mathis. Runners at the corners. 1 gone at the bottom of the 6th inning. Valley View has put 4 runs on the board in each of the last 3 innings. Now Roach in motion, but will retreat back to the first base bag. Big lead for Roach. Here comes the 0-1. Roach on the go, and the pitch is lined foul. Off the top of that third base dugout where Valley View resides. So the count is 0-2 here to Keaton Mathis. Now throw over to first, and sliding back in safely is Owen Roach. Braden Brewer on the mound for Greenwood. Fourth different arm they've used down in the bullpen this afternoon. Counts 0-2 to Keaton Mathis. Valley View leads it 14-6. Runner on the go. The throw down. Gartman caught in a run down, but a run will come across to score. Now, Gartman to second, still caught in the run down, and Gartman is going to be tagged down in between first and second. So that run from, or Roach, excuse me, that run from third, which was Gartman, did come across to score. Roach was caught in the run down in between the first and second base bags and got tagged down, but did allow Valley View to get another run across to make it a 15-6 game. But now there's 2 outs on the board and a 1-2 count here for Keaton Mathis. Blazers one run away from a potential run rule victory. Curveball misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Keaton Mathis. Ready with the 2-2 offering. Here it comes. Misses high on the fastball. And the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 8th batter of the inning for Valley View is Keaton Mathis. 5th plate appearance overall in this game. Here comes the pitch. And Mathis will take his base. Full count walk. And Levi Martin, the first baseman, will be next to bat here for Valley View.
Courtesy runner number 13, Jason Becker.
Becker, the courtesy runner, will come on at first. See how aggressive Valley View wants to get with that runner at first as a potential winning run via the run rule. It's Levi Martin that stands in. Chopper foul down the third base line. Martin 0 for 4, but did drive it a run with a pop-up in the 4th inning. Part of a 4-run 4th inning for Valley View as the next pitch nearly clipped him on the back. Curveball missed well inside, evens the count up at a ball and a strike here to the Valley View first baseman Levi Martin. 1-1 pitch on the way. That catches the bottom part of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Levi Martin. Mathis standing just off that first base bag. Valley View leads it 15-6. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2, here comes the pitch. Chopper towards third. Glove there, throw across to first is in time. And that does it for the bottom half of the 6th inning. But Valley View gets 5 runs across in the bottom of the 6th. They'll look to close it out at the top of the 7th with a 15-6 lead. After this 1-minute timeout of the Ticket Radio Network.
No matter what the season, it's always a great time to go to Wings to Go. Whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's wrestling, whether it's anything, the wings, the salads, the hamburgers, everything they have at Wings to Go is always flavorful and it's always ready. All that has to happen is you come down and enjoy them. Happy winging from Wings to Go.
Play It Again Sports wants to pay you money. Now that I have your attention, Play It Again Sports in Jonesboro wants to buy your used sports equipment. You heard me right. If you have something that's either outgrown or no longer being used, bring it to Play It Again Sports now. They're looking for youth and adult baseball and softball equipment, golf, weights and workout equipment, disc golf, you name it. Play It Again Sports can turn it into cash for you. Go by Play It Again Sports at the corner of Highland and Caraway in Jonesboro.
To the top of the 7th we go here from the 5A state quarterfinals. Valley View and Greenwood from Benton. Welcome back inside to our Eddie Baptist broadcast position. Eddie Baptist is healthcare for the next century. And still on the mound for Valley View is Will Finley. Finley trying to get the final 3 outs to put Valley View in the state semis tomorrow. This look ahead brought to you by Vision Care Center. Your road to excellent vision starts at Vision Care Center in Jonesboro, Paragould, and Pocahontas. Valley View is to advance. They would take on the winner of the next game between GCT and Benton. That's scheduled to start at 12:30, but obviously going to be a little bit behind on that one. That game will be tomorrow at noon. There's a line drive, but foul. Counts no balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder, Zach Zitzman. Zitzman's 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the first. For Greenwood, had a 2-run top of the first, a 4-run top of the fourth, but since then, Valley View has scored the last 13 runs in this game. Counts at a ball and 2 strikes here to Zach Zitzman to lead us off at the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, froze him up, called strike 3. On the inside corner for the first out here on the top of the 7th. So it's the DH, Jackson Cole, who will stand in next. Cole is 0 for 3 with a pop-up and a couple of strikeouts in the game. Cole will dig in from the right side. First pitch here to Cole on the way, and it hangs outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Jackson Cole. Next offering on the way. Cole thought about going around, but held his swing back to take ball 2. 2-0. Top of the 7th inning. Valley View leads 15-6 here in the state quarterfinals as the 2-0 is fouled back. 2 balls and a strike goes the count now to the DH. Base is empty. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. 2-1 slides outside for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to the DH, Jackson Cole. 3-1 on the way. Cole tried to lean out of the way of it, but it went back into the zone at 80 miles an hour for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count runs full here in the top of the 7th inning. 3-2 on the way. Ground ball to third. Scooped up there. Throw across the diamond to first. That's in time for the second out here in the 7th inning. It goes 5-3 on the ground ball out to Jackson Cole. And Aaron Taylor stands in as the final chance for Greenwood here in the top of the 7th inning. 15-6, Valley View in front. Taylor batting from the left side. Here comes the first pitch, and it misses high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Aaron Taylor. The 1-0 on the way, make it 2-0. Comes in high, still Will Finley on the mound for Valley View. And the only guy they've used out of the bullpen so far today. 2 balls, no strikes to Aaron Taylor. Dinks back in. Here comes the next offering, and it's in there for strike 1. 2-1 the count. 15-6, Valley View in front. You're in the top of the 7th inning. The 2-1 offering on the way. Misses inside for ball 3. Low and inside to move the count to 3 balls and a strike. Quickly back to work is Finley. The 3-1 pitch line foul down the first base line. Count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Base is empty. Valley View potentially a strike away from advancing on to the state semifinals. with the 3-2 offering. It's Finley. Here it comes. Chopper foul down the first base line. Kick off the fence just to the left there of the Greenwood dugout. So the count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes for Aaron Taylor. A full count pitch on the way, and Taylor draws a walk. So it's a 2-out base runner for Greenwood. And it'll bring up Cooper Webb, the center fielder. Webb is 1 for 2 with a walk this afternoon, as had an infield single in the 4th and provided a run. Struck out of the 2nd, walked in the 5th. Stands in here with the runner on first and 2 gone. First pitch to Webb, and it misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to the center fielder Webb. 1-0 pitch on the way. Webb lays off of 1 below the zone to move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Taylor just drawing a walk. Now Webb puts a charge into 1 out into left field, but that's going to be caught in left to end the game, and Valley View punches their ticket to the state semifinals tomorrow afternoon at noon. Right back here from Benton with a 15-6 win this afternoon. They rally from a 4-run deficit after the top of the 4th inning, and the Blazers scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 4 in the bottom of the 5th, and then another 5 in the bottom of the 6th. They wind up scoring 13 unanswered runs to close the game this afternoon to win it by the final score of 15-6 over Greenwood. We'll step aside for a 1-minute timeout, come back and get set to get started on the post-game show brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. We'll do that after this 1-minute timeout here on the Ticket Radio Network.
Your specialty print and ship store is the Safe Ship Store in Jonesboro. Owner David Leonard wants to help you with all your shipping and printing needs, and they'll always give you the best customer service and highest quality product for the absolute lowest prices in town. So, when you need something packed and shipped, or when you need printed products, call the Safe Ship Store. Come in today to see all they have to offer. For the best customer service, quality, and prices, visit the Safe Ship Store. 2500 Alexander Drive, Suite C in Jonesboro. 870-333-5068.
Crown Trophy in Jonesboro knows what it means to be a champion. Whether it's celebrating the big win or recognizing hard-earned achievements, they've got you covered. From custom trophies and plaques to medals and awards, Crown Trophy will help you honor the moments that matter. Crown Trophy is proud to support our local high school athletics because building champions starts right here in our community. Visit Crown Trophy on Southwest Drive in Jonesboro or on Facebook. Crown Trophy, celebrate your victories with us.
Getting set for the Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine post-game show. They've been getting you back in the game for over 40 years as we take a look at those Glen Motors post-game stats with locations in Rector, Kennett, and Paragould. Visit glensane.com. Taking a look at some of the individual totals in this game, and we'll start first for Greenwood. Jaden Campbell batted leadoff today for Greenwood. Winds up going 2 for 3. Walked and scored a run in the first, singled in the third, then an RBI single and a run in the 4th inning for Greenwood. Meanwhile, Scott Holland, the third baseman, batted second, and Holland was able to reach base safely twice tonight. Went 1 for 3 with a walk in the third, an RBI double, and a run in the 1st inning. Meanwhile, Ty Holt went 1 for 4, did have a triple in the 4th, but was left stranded at third after the 2-out triple. Zach Zitzman, meanwhile, goes 1 for 4, an RBI single in the 1st and a couple of strikeouts, while Jackson Cole went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Aaron Taylor was 1 for 3 with a walk, singled and scored in the 4th, grounded out of the 1st, flew out in the 5th, and then walked in the 7th inning. Cooper Webb, meanwhile, went 1 for 3 with an infield single and a run scored in the 4th, and then walked in the 5th inning, while Caden Mendenhall went 1 for 3 with a single and also reached on an error and provided the run in the 4th inning. Braden Riddick went 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Mason Moore, no decision. The loss today goes to the reliever Leith, who came on there in the 5th inning when Valley View got 4 runs across and ultimately took the lead there in the 5th en route to a 15-6 win over Greenwood this afternoon. Taking a look at the postgame numbers brought to you by Glen St. Motors on the Valley View side of things. Drew Gartman, after a couple of strikeouts to begin the game, wound up with a really good performance for Valley View this afternoon. Struck out in the 1st and 2nd innings, but had an RBI single and a run in the 4th, an infield single and a run in the 5th, and then an HBP and a run in the 6th inning for Valley View. Meanwhile, for Owen Roach, Roach was able to reach base safely 4 times today, but goes 2 for 5 this afternoon. An RBI single in both the 5th and 6th innings, then reached on errors in the 1st and 4th innings, along with a pop-up in the 2nd inning. Keaton Mathis, meanwhile, goes 1 for 4 with a walk, a couple of singles in the 1st and 3rd inning, had an RBI sac fly in the 4th, also a fly out in the 5th, and then a walk in the 6th inning. Levi Martin, meanwhile, goes 0 for 5 this afternoon, but did drive in a run in the 4th inning. Noah Ragsdale went 1 for 2 today with a single in the 3rd, was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 2nd, walked and scored a run in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, Jade Taylor had that 2-run home run in the bottom of the 2nd today for Valley View. Overall, went 2 for 3 this afternoon with a home run, a single, a fly out, and then was hit by a pitch and scored a run off of that hit by pitch as well. Parker King, meanwhile, was on the bases in every single trip he made to the plate today. He tripled and scored in the 4th, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. Had a bunt single in the 6th and also a bunt single in the 2nd inning as well. While Matt Tatum, the DH, goes 2 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored in the 4th. Also a single in the 2nd and the bunt single and a run scored in the 5th. Cannon Driscoll, meanwhile, was on base 3 times today. He goes 2 for 3, walked in the 2nd, and a 2 RBI single in the 4th, a 2 RBI double in the 6th, and then grounded out in the 5th inning for Valley View. This look ahead is brought to you by Vision Care Center. Your road to excellent vision starts at Vision Care Center in Jonesboro, Paragould, and Pocahontas. The next game coming up this afternoon from Benton is a team that pulled the upset yesterday, Greene County Tech. The 4 seed out of the 5A East will take on the tournament host, the 2 seed out of the 5A Central, Benton. First pitch in that game was set for 12:30, looking more like a 1 p.m. first pitch now. The winner of that game will meet Valley View tomorrow in the state semifinals at noon. We'll hit the air with pregame coverage coming up at 11:45 tomorrow. That game will air over on KBTM coming up tomorrow to make way for A-State baseball, but Valley View in the state semifinals tomorrow after a 15-6 win over Greenwood this afternoon. That's going to do it for us here from Benton. Appreciate everyone that's been a part of the broadcast today. From Blazer News Network and everyone a part of the broadcast, I'm Cade Carlton saying so long, and we'll talk to you right back here tomorrow at noon when Valley View gets set to get underway in the state semifinals tomorrow afternoon. Until then, for everyone that's been a part of this broadcast, I'm Cade Carlton saying so long.